In this video, you will learn how to use the domino cutter. Before we get started, you need to use appropriate PPE gear, which includes leather shoes, an apron, safety glasses, and earmuffs. The domino cutter at St. Augustine's costs approximately $1,600. When handling the domino cutter, you should have one hand on the auxiliary handle and the other on the rear end of it. The front part of the domino cutter, called the fence, slides forwards and backwards, and always be careful not to get your fingers caught in any holes where they could get squished. Domino cutter are the fence angle gauge, which determines the angle of the cutting bit. Then there's the horizontal positioning gauge. When the fence is pushed down, we can expose the cutting bit. And then towards the back of the cutter, there's the depth adjusting lever. On the top of the cutter, there's the mortise width dial, and further back, there's the power switch. This is an attachment to put a vacuum in to remove the wood chips. And at the back, there is a socket to plug the power cord into. Attach the power cord, you push in and twist to ensure that it's locked in and won't fall out. Now you're ready to cut. Before cutting, you want to rule a straight line perpendicular to the surface you're going to cut on the wood. Once you know where you're going to cut, you want to ensure that the piece of wood is firmly in the vise and apply the appropriate safety PPE gear. You need to line your mark up with the mark on the horizontal positioning gauge and ensure that the cutter sits flat and firm on top of your piece of wood. Take the cut, turn the power switch on, hold your hand firmly on the auxiliary handle, press the cutter bit slowly in before slowly moving it out and turning the power switch off. Once you've cut the mortise in your wood, you can use domino pieces to join it in many different uses. One way to use the domino cutter is to make a single domino cornering joint, which is demonstrated here in a dry fit. Another use is a double dominoed corner joint, or it can be used to widen two pieces of wood together. On the side, there's a depth adjust lever, which adjusts how deep the cutter piece goes into your wood. It's adjusted by releasing the lock and sliding it up or down to the desired depth. To change the depth from the top of the wood at which your piece is cut, you want to first release the handle, shown in the video, slide the fence up, and then you need to change the board thickness gauge to the desired depth that you want. You slide the fence back down and then lock it with the same lock on the other side. The fence angle gauge can be used to change the face of the cutter and what angle it cuts at. So the cutter can be used horizontally, vertically, or at an angle. This means that dominoes can be cut anywhere on your wood. The protractor-like gauge along the side can help you determine what angle you're cutting at.